Ain't nobody do it like we do. Ain't nobody.
Hello, YouTube family. Oh, I missed y'all so much. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. I missed y'all so much. It's been 2 months since I uploaded on YouTube. So for those of you who are fairly new to my channel, you know, I currently reside in Houston, Texas, and as you guys know, Hurricane Harvey hit Houston really hard about a month and a half ago. And so I just really wanted to take that time to really help the community out. I was fortunate enough to not be impacted by the storm. However, I did have family and friends and, you know, co-workers as well as church members who were impacted by the storm. And so I really needed to take that time to just reflect on everything and see where I can help out. And so that's why I've been pretty absent on YouTube. So thank you guys again for just reaching out. Y'all are like truly my extended family. People that I've like never met reached out and prayed and really like sent products, sent like things for the shelters. Like just thank you guys so much. I'm about to start crying just thinking about it. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, thank you so much. Woo. Okay, we gotta take a break because I'm about to cry. All right. Now, on to what y'all came to this video for. I'm sure y'all saw the caption and y'all are like, girl, what you gotta say? Grab some popcorn, get your little glass of wine, turn your music on. Well, don't drown me out, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just get comfortable because we're gonna throw some good facts at you, you know? All right, so let's get started. So anytime I post a photo on social media of my hair when it was relaxed versus now it is natural, or my hair when I first started my journey versus now, my natural hair journey versus now, the first question I get from people is, what products did you use? That is the #1 question I receive all the time. What products did you use? And so I'm here to debunk the myth that products do not, I repeat, they do not help with retaining length, okay? So products, there are some products on the market that claim to help with hair growth, obviously, but as it relates to retaining healthy length, products do not help with that. However, a good healthy regimen, which includes products, could help you retain your length and keep it healthy. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because there is this like notion that there's this magic product out there that really helps everyone grow their hair, and that if you get the product, your hair will grow also. That is not the case. The #2 tip for retaining or growing your hair long and strong is always keep your hair moisturized. If you didn't know, our natural hair is no different than a plant. If you do not moisturize your hair, it won't die, because I feel like that's extreme, but it will break, it will shed if you do not moisturize your hair. Natural hair is very, very drying. I don't care what texture you have, your natural hair is dry, okay? And you have to always moisturize it. And what I mean by moisturizing, that does not mean just put an oil on your head and then walk away. No, moisturizing your hair consists of water-based products and oils that are moisturizing oils. If you guys are interested in learning about the products that I currently use for moisturizing my hair, I do have a video already on my channel where I talk about porosity, and then I also show you the products that I use to moisturize my hair. So I'll link that down below in the description box if you're curious. There's some really good information on those 2 videos about porosity as well as moisturizing. So check those out if you want more information about how do you properly moisturize your hair, and also see what it is that I currently like to moisturize mine. So yeah, that's tip 2. Moisture is important, always. Tip #3, which I said tip #2 was really important, but this one is also important for how I was able to retain length. So right now, you're looking at my hair and it's straight, it's blown out or whatever. This is the 3rd time I've gotten my hair. Technically the 2nd time, because one of the times it was just leave out. But this is the 3rd time that I've actually put a flat iron in my head. So tip #3 is avoid heating tools as much as you possibly can. Heat to natural hair is absolutely dangerous, okay? And I'm saying that very strongly because I've seen people who are natural, who have beautiful textured hair, and they've had to cut it off because it was heat damage. Again, going back to tip number 2, our hair is very drying. So imagine putting super dry hair around heat. That's just a disaster waiting to happen, okay? And what I mean by that is you can occasionally blow your hair out. You can occasionally sit under the dryer. However, do that as needed. Do that only if that's the only option you have. Other than that, put all of your heating tools away, your flat irons, your blow dryers, your sit under dryers, put all of that away and start to get into the habit of planning out your time and really just letting your hair air dry. Now typically, since my hair is at the length that it's at and how thick it is, it takes my hair 2 days to dry. So typically what I do is I do my hair either on a Friday night and just let it dry throughout the weekend and then go to church on Sunday, or I do it on a Wednesday and then just wear my hair and twist for the rest of the week and then take it down for the weekend. Again, for the most part, you know what your week looks like, so just manage your time and make sure that you have enough time to not only style your hair but also to let it air dry, because that is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are able to retain length, is because they stay away from heating tools altogether. Right. Tip number 4. Now this one might be a little controversial because, again, this is what works for my hair. Might not work for everyone. But if you see your hair shedding, or if you see your hair, there's an excessive amount of hair coming out, always make sure you do some type of protein treatment on your hair. I do protein treatments between 6 to 8 weeks. That's typically the time span that I do a protein treatment. However, some people won't need a protein treatment that often, and some people might need it more often than that. So it just really all depends on your hair. Again, like I said, going back to just listening to what your hair is saying and, really paying attention to what it's doing and how it's shedding and so forth and so on. And then, you taking the proper precautions to prevent that shedding. So protein treatments, tip number 4. Definitely do those, in my opinion. So tip number 5. Low manipulation / protective styles are your best friend when trying to retain or grow your hair out. Manipulation styles, by definition, are styles that do not require a lot of maintenance throughout the week, meaning that you can do the style on Monday and it can last until Friday, 1. 2, those styles do not cause a lot of tension to the hair. So there are a lot of options out there for low manipulation styles. Of course, there's I'm sure numerous videos out there. I probably have a few myself where you could see kind of how people style their hair for it to be low manipulation during the week. Typically with the low manipulation style, that means that you literally do it for the sake of having it up for the rest of the week. So I know you ladies or gentlemen have probably seen people walk around with individual twists and they leave those twists in for a week or longer. That is a low manipulation style, right? It's something that you can kind of just do quickly, put it away, and rock it for a while without having to really mess with your hair. Of course, then there's also protective styles, which I would say low manipulation is under that same umbrella. However, protective styles also could include things like wigs, crochet braids, just individual feeder braids, you name it. Just anything that is protecting your hair. Obviously, with protective styles, when you're using some type of weave or synthetic hair, obviously that is putting tension on your hair. So you have to be very careful about what type of, protective styles that you put in your head all the time. So for me, as you guys know, this channel was all started based off of crochet braids. Like literally my first video was about crochet braids back in 2014. And as you can see, over the years, I've just continued to find crochet hair and just use that hair in order to transition, or in my natural state in order to grow my hair more. I am a firm believer that crochet braids or any type of protective style really did help with, me keeping my hands out of my head and retaining my length over time. Tip number 6, only shampoo your hair as needed. And I know you guys probably like, what, girl? Seriously, only shampoo your hair as needed. I personally only shampoo my hair once a month. And the reason why that is, going back to tip 2, natural hair is naturally dry. So if you are taking a shampoo that is stripping oils from your hair and using that every single week, your hair is never going to be moisturized. So now you missed out on tip 2 and your hair is going to start breaking off. So I always tell people, cut back on shampooing your hair. Only do it as needed, or at least once a month, which, you know, you can use a clarifying shampoo, something that is soft on the hair. There's so many different shampoos out there that won't completely strip your hair of its natural oils. So definitely do your research about the shampoos. But yeah, I personally only shampoo my hair once a month, and then I co-wash my hair every single week. And for those of you who are not familiar with co-washing is the practice of taking conditioner and basically cleansing your scalp with conditioner. So I do that once a week, and I shampoo my hair once a month. That is my regimen thus far as it relates to shampooing and co-washing. Definitely cut back on shampooing. If you're doing it every single week, you are stripping your hair of its natural oils, and you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. You need those oils in your hair in order for it to grow and also retain that length as it's growing. So tip number 7, always sleep in a silk bonnet or on a silk pillowcase. And I personally, I can't really sleep on a silk pillowcase because I have acne prone skin. However, I definitely always sleep in a silk bonnet. I don't care what time of the day it is. If I'm laying down, I have a silk bonnet on my head, okay? It is very important that you use some type of silk product in order to wrap your hair or put your hair up, because again, our hair is very dry. Silk does not draw that moisture out. However, cotton and other fabrics do. You don't want that. You do not want that whatsoever. So always make sure that you have some type of silk bonnet and so forth and so on. For my people who live in colder climates, if you are wearing a jacket or if you're wearing a scarf that is cotton or any other type of fabric, please make sure that your hair is protected. As I mentioned earlier, put your hair up in some type of bond or put your hair in a protective style during the winter time, because with the nape area, again, Black women are very prone to breakage in that area, obviously. And if your hair breaks in that area, it's not going to grow beyond the shoulder length. So you always have to make sure that it's protected at all times. If you're wearing a cotton scarf, do not have your hair on your shoulders. Put your hair up. So tip number 8, always make sure you have a good deep conditioner on deck. Always. Make sure that you find that deep conditioner that your hair loves and stick with it, okay? Until your hair does not love it anymore. Deep conditioners are just as important as making sure you retain that moisture in your hair. It's part of that moisture regimen, I would say. You definitely want to make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair at least once a month. Typically, I deep condition my hair around the same time that I shampoo my hair. However, I also, again, listen to what my hair needs. If it needs to be deep conditioned before I shampoo, I go ahead and do it, right? Because again, you just want to make sure that you always are moisturizing your hair. So that deep conditioning piece is very important also. And two, it just makes like your style so much better if your hair is properly conditioned, you know? Tip number 9 is always consume the appropriate amount of water on a daily basis. And I know that's hard for some people, because when I first started going natural, that was hard for me. I didn't like water. When I first started going natural, I always would drink juice. Like, that's how much I hated water. Now, all I have in my refrigerator is water. Seriously. If your hair is always dry and it's always brittle and you don't drink a lot of water, please start drinking more water, because a lot of times your hair will reflect how your body is feeling. Tip number 10 is, last but not least, make sure that you are getting your ends trimmed as needed. And the reason why I say as needed is because everybody's hair is different. I personally only get my hair trimmed. When I first started going natural, I only got my hair trimmed once a year. And typically I get my hair trimmed when I get it straightened. So once a year I straighten my hair, once a year I trim it. However, now that my hair has reached broad strap length, I will start to get it trimmed a little bit more often. So I would say twice a year instead. So again, trim your hair as needed. Listen to your hair, and your hair will tell you, I promise. If you have a difficult time twisting your hair into certain styles, it's always knotting up, it's breaking, that means that you probably need to get it trimmed. So just make sure that you are going to a proper stylist. I wholeheartedly believe that people can somewhat trim their hair at home. However, I also believe that there are people who are trained on how to properly trim ends. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I have tip-wise for growing / retaining length I definitely want to state this before this video is over with. Everybody's hair grows at a different pace. That is a fact, okay? There's genetics that play a part in hair growth. Do not get frustrated if your hair is not at the length that you want it to be. Sure that you are being consistent. Make sure that you are treating your hair well, and it will treat you well. Even if it's not growing right now, if you're consistent with it, it will surprise you one day. I promise you. One day I woke up, my hair was like here, and then the next day it was on my shoulders. So be consistent with your regimens. Be consistent with the proper care for your hair, and it will treat you well. It really will. With our generation is that we always tend to compare our hair or whatever we have going on to someone else's, right? Do not compare. This is your journey. Enjoy it. Really enjoy it. And just do whatever you need to do in order to keep your hair healthy at whatever length it's at. Make sure it's healthy, because it will get to a point where you're like, wow, my hair just grew out of nowhere. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, as you guys already know, if you have any additional questions or concerns, please write those down below in the comment section, and I will be sure to respond. All of the videos that I mentioned throughout here that I've already recorded, I will post those down below. I also will do an updated regimen video sometime in the next few weeks. It'll probably be a few videos, just because, you know, there's a lot that goes into my regimen. So I will do an updated hair regimen here soon. So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would love to have you come back and chill out with the family, you know, like we kin folks, you know what I'm saying? So come back and see me. Yeah. Until next time, love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.
Do it like we do. My DJ. Ain't nobody. Say what? Do it like we do. My DJ.
Yeah, this why we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl a 44 when she